hope you like dreaming. I'm playing with the filters now. Ooh, that's a cool filter. I like that one. What about that? Ooh. Good morning, everybody. Now, how do I get out of this? Okay, there we go. What's up, people? How you doing? How you doing? Well, here we are again on the weekend. On the weekend. So I figured I would open up my morning, start my day off while I wake up, saying hello to the lovely people who like to join me here on the weekends. Happy Saturday, everybody. How you doing? I'm still slowly waking up. Slowly. I'm halfway through my cup of coffee, though, my morning coffee. I just woke up maybe 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, something like that. How's everybody doing? How's the weather been where you all are? It's not been very friendly around here. Not here in Vegas. I'm not trying to make small talk. I'm being serious. You know, when I talk about the weather, I'm serious, man. I'm one of those types of people that the weather affects me, dude. You know? We live out here in the desert, and I like the sunshine. I like the sunshine. You know, I'm just one of those types of people. When it's a clear blue, sunshiny sky, I'm happy. But man, it's been nasty raining, pouring rain here in Vegas, and oh, I hate it. Ugh. When it gets all cloudy and nasty. I've never, ever liked cloudy days. Ever. Where I'm from, it's not uncommon, especially during the winter, for it to just be this nasty shade of gray for weeks, if not months at a time. And I hate it. I can't stand it. But everybody out here loves that. Everybody out here is always like, oh, I love that. I love it when it's cloudy and rainy. You know, ever since we moved out here to the desert, I don't care if it's Arizona or here in Vegas, everybody always loves them nasty clouds. And I guess I could see that. You know, because I guess where I'm from, it's kind of 50-50. You know, in the summertime, of course, there are going to be a lot of storms in the summertime too, but, you know, the clear blue sunshiny skies, it isn't all year round, you know. And it is mostly here, mostly sunny. And in the summertime, it's really hot. So I could see where they would enjoy the occasional cloudy sky that's very, very rare, you know. I'm not big on it, though. I'm ready for the warm weather to kick in. I'm ready to start wearing shorts and flip-flops again. Plus, I'm losing a lot of weight, too. So last summer, I was way bigger than I am now. I had a lot more fat, you know. And so wearing less clothing was not really all that comfortable, but I'm losing a lot of weight now. I'm getting in shape. So I'm not going to be bothered too much to wear less clothing, a smaller shirt, maybe some shorts, you know. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I don't really have anything particular to talk about. I just really like this weekend tradition that I've started a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. I went to the dentist. This is an interesting bit of news that I have. I went to the dentist. My teeth are in horrible shape. And I knew this. They have been for a while, you know. And I pretty much just made the dentist like a last resort, you know. I would only go in if it was like an emergency and I had to have one pulled out. And I don't hardly have any back teeth. I don't hardly have any. I've gotten the majority of my back teeth pulled out. And went to the dentist, and they're so cool, dude. They're just like a 5-minute walk from my house, right across the street from the dentist. And I'm going to end up basically with a mouthful of fake teeth. She says she wants to crown all these and put implants all back here. And I'm like, hell yeah. And here's the cool thing too. She's going to give me discounts for tarot card readings. Oh man, isn't that cool? She's like, I'm gonna give you discounts, and I'll knock the prices off of anything you have done. You know, I'll cut so much off for, you know, if you give tarot card readings to me and everybody that works here and all of my assistants and whatnot. I was like, what, really? And they're all on board. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, Very interesting. I never really expected to have that kind of an offer, you know. So, yeah, and I told him to. I know it's kind of iffy. Some people really think that the gold tooth is cool, you know. It's a full gold crown. It's not a cap. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it, though. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I got this. I got this when I was 25, and it was mainly just like a big fuck you to my ex-wife. Is the only reason that I got it. Because, okay, I don't really like to tell this story publicly, but my ex-wife, I don't know now what her state of mind is like, but back in the day, oh, she was really, really racist. Okay, really, really bad, and it was very, very frustrating and very disgusting to be around. But this tooth was half rotted out one day. Or not one day, but this tooth was half rotted out. It was like falling out. And I just kind of was making a joke. And this was right near the end of our relationship, you know. And I was just kind of making a half joke. And I said, you know, that'd be cool to like maybe have a gold tooth in there. And she said, you are not getting your mouth done up like a effing N-word, you know. And I said, did you really just fucking say that to me? You disgusting bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? Watch me. Mm-hmm. So I left her shortly after, you know, because it was toxic isn't even the word for what that was, you know. But I went and had it done anyway. And was like, haha, yeah, we got to say about that now, you know. So that was a long time ago. That was like 8 years ago, 7 years ago maybe. And yeah. And so anyway, I'm like, you know what? That was just kind of a rebellious move, really, because just when she said that to me, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Did you seriously just say that to me? And I was like, you know what? Watch. And I went and had it done anyway. So I think I'm gonna probably get rid of that. Get rid of that. And I'm gonna end up with a mouth full of crowns and fake teeth. I go in for my deep cleaning on Tuesday. I'm a little nervous about that. Oh, yeah, discounts for tarot. That is cool, man. It is cool. But I'm excited about that. I'm gonna be looking very different a year from now. Very different. That's my goal, y'all. That's always the goal. That is always the goal. Well, I'm not really nervous about getting it done, the deep cleaning, but I'm nervous about afterwards because she said your whole mouth is gonna hurt. And I was like, oh. Well, I talk a lot for my job. I'm a pretty quiet guy for the most part off camera. When I'm on camera, I have to talk a lot, you know? I'm very reserved and to myself when I'm not working, you know? And it's not a fake personality that I put online. It's just that I light the fire and get myself full of energy, you know? And throughout day-to-day life, it wouldn't bother me that bad because like I said, I'm typically a pretty quiet person. But you know, when you go on and you're making a public appearance, you kind of have to keep people's attention. So it's, you know what I mean? And I was like, she's like, I can give you pain meds to alleviate the pain, but your mouth's gonna hurt. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, well, whatever. So I'm getting a deep cleaning done, and it's just super cool because she says she's gonna work out something with me to where it's probably gonna be like a 6-month process to get my whole mouth all the way what it needs to be, you know, from the deep cleaning to finishing, getting all my teeth all replaced, getting implants where they're missing, getting crowns on the ones that aren't worth saving, or even the front ones. You can't really tell on camera, but they're not in the best shape. It's hard to see on the camera. You'd have to see me in real life to see that they're really not in that good of shape. And I'm cool with that. I'm like, hell yeah, whatever. Let me go ahead and get a mouthful of fake teeth. That'd be cool. So anyway. So yeah, I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, man, next year this time, I'm gonna look different. And that's my goal. That's been my goal every year, every single year. If I If I can ever at any given time look back on myself a year ago and think that I haven't changed much, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Cutting soul contracts. Oh yeah, that's energy transmutation. Who said that? Hang on. Claudia, cutting soul contracts. Yeah, that's energy transmutation. Energy transmutation. How do you transmute energy? What does that mean? That's a good subject to talk about. That's a good one to talk about. What does it mean to transmute energy? What's that mean? Like what it means to me, and this has never failed me, this has never let me down, and it's never let anybody down that I've ever seen actually do this. But you take the meaning of something and flip it into a new meaning. You're powerful enough to do that. You're powerful enough to do that. And I know that I always use examples from my own story because that's really the only thing that I have to go on. But like I tell people, you know that I have a very dark story behind me. Okay, but the way I started flipping that around was imagining what if one of these days, not only was I healed from this thing that happened to me, but I was using it to my advantage. Like maybe I was using it to help people, using the wisdom that I gained from this to help people. There's two different ways to look at life in general. A lot of you have heard me talk about this. There's the paranoia and pronoia. Paranoia is the belief that everything that happens in life is rigged to work against you. Pronoia is the belief that no matter what happens, the good, the bad, or the ugly, it's happening to work out in your benefit. And the universe has no choice but to keep sending you evidence that supports whatever you believe. It doesn't matter what it is. The only thing a belief is a thought that you think over and over and over until you wire it into your subconscious mind. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says all the time, you know? So when you want to cut a soul contract, think about it. What binds you to a person? Think about the energy that draws you and a person together, you know? And first of all, it starts off as this feeling, you know, and then once you're drawn to a person, you really start getting this idea of where this is supposed to go and where you want it to go, and you start getting these expectations. And then a lot of times it starts not happening that way because whenever something binds us that tightly to a person, we're not really paying very close attention to what our energy is doing, especially if it's a really, really intense connection. So what we have to do is we have to cut that contract. We have to take that energy and we have to flip it around and transmute it into something new. It can take time. It can take time. It takes a lot of inner searching and a lot of digging in there. And then finally, one of these days, you eventually, and I wish I would have planned this out a little bit better, but you eventually are going to be able to look inside and say, oh, okay, I see what I can do with that energy there, you know? And once you have that Ace of Swords moment where you realize that no matter what happens between you and this person, I see how it's working out to my benefit. And there's this energetic chain reaction that kind of happens inside of you. But essentially what happens is you end up thankful for the connection. Oh man, sweet, I see what I learned from that. Awesome, I see how that experience and what I learned in that is helping me now. You know, and then by default, once you start having those light bulbs flick on in your head, the person's energy will leave you. By default, you don't even have to try. The more you start becoming thankful for the connection and what it's taught you and whatnot, that's when the person's energy will start to leave you. That's the short, sweet, condensed version of it, you know. Do 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 do. Cut contracts. Envisioning giant scissors. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it if it works for you. If it works. But like I always tell everybody, it's not, see, a lot of us try to approach spiritual, emotional, and psychological healing like physical healing. I say this a lot in my general videos. You've probably heard me say this before, but that's one of the biggest mistakes that we can make. And that is to, like, if I fall down and break my arm, they put a cast on it, and we sit around and wait. And then eventually it heals itself and it's good. And we approach spiritual and emotional and psychological healing the same way, and it doesn't work that way at all. At all, at all. It takes conscious effort. Because if you just wait, and I'm the king at doing this, man. I am. I should have plaques on my wall for suffering in silence until my pain goes away. That does not heal it at all. As a matter of fact, that's way more deadly, way more dangerous, way more dangerous. Because that energy, when you come together with a person, and especially once you separate, that creates a ball of energy that's now yours. It's yours. It belongs to you. You created a ball of energy now. And say, for example, and this is just an example, that me and somebody come together, and then they, you know, we're engaged to be married, and then I found out they're cheating on me, right? And so that creates a ball of energy, and it vibrates at the frequency of heartache, betrayal, lack of trust, you know, all these negative frequencies is this ball of energy. And if I just sit and wait 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 and wait, that's what most of us do. Or, you know, you have that kind of person, or the type of person who just runs to somebody else real quick to distract themselves from the pain. But either way, whichever, they're both equally wrong. You know, that's neither one of them is the right way to handle that. But what it does is sinks to the pit of your subconscious mind. And now those frequencies are manifesting in little bitty ways that you don't even realize, because you never did anything with that energy. You know, you never did anything with that energy. So yeah, it's not, the goal is not just to not hurt anymore. We didn't make any progress if that's all we did. If all I did was just sit around and wait and wait and wait until I stopped hurting, I didn't make any progress at all. We're here to evolve and move up level by level by level by level by level. We're not here to just plateau a straight flat line, you know? I mean, you can if you want to. You can if you want to, but you know, those people that say that time heals everything, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Time is a tool. It's a tool that you can use to help you, but it's not going to heal it for you. Oh, hail to the nah. Hail to the nah. Those people that think it will, guarantee you, anybody that says time heals all wounds, I guarantee you, they're filled with all kinds of emotional triggers and PTSD, and they got all kinds of mental problems and you know, emotional issues. Everybody I've ever met that claims time heals all wounds is a fucked up individual. And that's why. Because they thought time would heal all their shit, and it didn't. It's just buried into the pit of their mind now. And it's taking control for them because it's underneath of their conscious awareness, and they don't even know what it's doing to them, you know? So, the coffee shop example, yeah. Yeah. Plant medicine. Oh yeah, I'm big on, the vast majority of medicine that I use the vast majority is all natural. All natural. The vast majority. You will very, very rarely ever see me like take a Tylenol or ibuprofen or anything like that. The vast majority of remedies that I use is all natural remedies, herbs and medicines and organic foods and stuff like that have certain properties to them, you know. Very, very rare. Usually I'll do it as like a last resort, like if I'm real busy and or whatever, and I got like just like a pounding fucking headache or something like that I can't get a handle on. Then I might pop me a couple ibuprofens or something like that. But I really don't like doing it. I really don't like doing it. That's like a last resort type thing, you know. So, so anyway, appreciate y'all. Y'all being awful interactive today. Y'all being real interactive. Learn about yourself and release. Look back. Yeah, Dawn, I know what you mean by that. I know. That's good. That's actually like, it's actually kind of, I mean, it's the goal, but that's part of the process. When you look back on yourself and laugh, that's how you know you've shifted frequencies. And I'm going to tell y'all, man, how some of the creepy, weird experiences that I've had with changing frequencies. Because obviously those of you who have heard me tell my story know that I jump timelines very fast, very, very fast. And now obviously on your journey of, you know, changing frequencies, changing vibrations and whatnot, you're going to encounter, as you travel up through frequencies and vibrations, you're going to encounter all different kinds of people, and it's going to be constantly changing and shifting and weird. And throughout my journey, I've noticed that there are so many people So many people that have just poof, can't find them anywhere. People who are at one point in time a part of my life, now, poof, can't find them anywhere on social media, can't find anybody that knows them, can't, and it's just like, whoa, that's how you know you're vibrating way away from those old timelines. You can't even, and there's been many times where I've tried to come together with somebody from the past, and something will always get in the way and block it from happening. Back on the old frequency that I was on, I'll try to come together with somebody, like maybe you hear from them, say, hey, let's meet up. Bam, something always gets in the way and blocks it. You can't come together with somebody that doesn't vibrate like you, It's fascinating, dude. Very fascinating. This dimension we live in is not what we think it is. It's very interesting that you asked that, Lolly. Very interesting, because the story that I was always told about my heritage is that's actually KLOPP is the original spelling of my last name. Is my relative, you say? I don't, very, very likely. The story I was always given is that that's the original spelling of my last name, KLOPP. I was told that story my whole life growing up. And there is a castle in Germany that's named after that. And I'm not even really 100% sure exactly how to pronounce it. I really don't know. Is it Klopp, or is the K silent? But the story I was always given growing up is that my ancestors from Germany got off the boat here in the U.S. and there was like somebody, as soon as they got off the boat, they were taking names, and they just wrote my name down and didn't put the K on there and misspelled it and left the K off of it. But my last name was originally supposed to have a K on it, KLOPP. And that's funny you said that. I've never had anybody ever point that out before. Yeah. Yep, nobody's ever said anything about that. Yeah. That person very well may be a relative of mine. Very well may be. It's very possible. Very possible. My grandpa was obsessed with our history. Obsessed with it. From the family history. It's mainly from Germany. Mainly from Germany, So, anyway, though, that's cool. It's cool you pointed that out. It's interesting. No, time does not heal all. No, it doesn't. No, time does not heal all. Time can help you. What you do is you use time as a tool. Time is not going to heal you, but it will make it easier. It will make it easier. But you have to realize that what's happening, see what happens with time, think about it. Let's be honest. Let's talk about it, what it really is. What's happening as time passes? It hurts less, right? This thing happens today. It hurts real bad. Next month, it doesn't hurt that bad. Not as bad. A month after that, okay, it hurts even less. That's what's happening, is it's hurting less. Why is it hurting less? Because it is leaving your conscious awareness and sinking into your subconscious. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So you have to realize that as time is passing, it may be becoming less painful, but that's not for a good reason. It's not for a good reason. So you're going to have to eventually, once you can gather your psychological faculties together and start to think, okay, I can think straight through this. I can think more logically, more rationally. Now I'm going to have to dig this up. I'm going to have to dig it back up. I'm going to have to dig this back up and transmute that energy. Know what I mean? I'd like me another coffee. Oh, I don't know if I feel like going over there and making one. I just finished my first cup of coffee. I want another one. Yeah, the hell with it. Let's go make a coffee. Coffee break, y'all. Okay. Coffee break. Do. I don't know what flavor I should pick. I got all the flavors right here on this thing. Let's do French vanilla. I just did hazelnut on that last one. Alright. I'm almost all the way awake. Almost. I'm getting there. This little dude's gonna do it for me right here. I try not to talk about it too much, but I'm still sore. Coach Drew gave you a good old leg day yesterday. Come on, coffee. My morning depends on you. Hang on, man. Give me just a second. Almost. All right. Now we gotta add the Splenda, and we'll be ready to roll. All right. Give it a little stir, stir, stir. All right. Now we're ready to roly-poly-oly. Ready to roly-poly-oly. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Okay. All right, break time over. All right, there we go. Anywho, so what's up, y'all? Did I miss anything good? Did I miss anything good? A milk frother? Anyway, I got readings to do. I don't know when my next one's due. It'd probably be a good idea to look at that. I don't think anything, I think the earliest is like 11 a.m. But I've just been getting swamped with never-ending readings. A big old wave. About 2 weeks ago, the waves of reading started hitting me, and it hasn't slowed down yet. So I've been a busy, busy boy. A busy, busy boy. Star seeds and light workers. I wouldn't get too hung up on those, on titles like that. Star seeds and, okay, so essentially the one of the people that I learned from used the word star seed in place of volunteer. Okay, essentially there's many different ways to title this, but and that's what I do. So I adopted that. Okay, a lot of you remember Naya. She hasn't been on YouTube in forever. She just kind of poof went. She kind of took off from there. But she used starseed as volunteer. The new souls that are coming in from different star systems. You know, souls who are pure, have never been on the wheel of karma before, and you know, and are here to help raise the frequency of the planet. And light worker, that's just kind of what you do. There's a lot of light workers that don't even realize what in the hell they're doing. You don't need to realize what you're doing. You don't need to consciously try to do anything. You just being here is raising the frequency of the planet. But I mean, so what is light work? What is it exactly? I came to realize that that's what I was a while back, you know. Essentially, what we're actually here to, okay, so we were all born into a system that has indoctrinated, programmed, and brainwashed us into reverse manifesting. Okay? And we're breaking out of that now. So, people who intentionally, well, like I said, you don't even have to intentionally do it. You don't even really have to. But typically, when I think of the term light worker, I think of somebody who is intentionally manipulating energy and manipulating the elements for the better of mankind and to better their own lives and to help people and whatnot. You know, that's essentially. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you don't really have to know what it is that you're doing to work with the frequencies that you're here working with. There's a big number of them that don't. A huge number of entities that have no clue what in the hell they're even doing here. And they're doing massive energy work underneath of their conscious awareness. And that's why they agreed to come here. But I would look at, that's just me though. Like I said, I try not to get too hung up on semantics and titles and stuff like that. When I think of the term light worker, or not light worker, I'm sorry, starseed. When I hear the term starseed, or when I use that, I'm referring to a volunteer who has never been here on planet Earth before. You know, so yeah. Yep. I mean, again, these human-based titles that we give things, I mean, they're not as important as people in the spiritual community will get hung up on the stupidest shit, man. You know, that's why I don't really like paying attention to Facebook groups and stuff like that. Because you'll get people in the spiritual community arguing about the dumbest goddamn shit, man. Arguing about what's this mean and what's that mean, and getting hung up on, you know, English language titles and ways of, and it's just like, dude, you're so fucking far away from the point right now, you know? So you see that happen a lot. And I do the best that I can to, when I use titles and when I use different ways of wording things, I try to make it very, very specific and concise and very simple, because the point isn't what's this called, you know? The point of it is what's happening here, you know? Make any sense? It's real easy to get hung up on the wrong part of the story. Yeah, I don't really know where to take that conversation, but when I say starseed, I'm referring to somebody who's here on the planet who's never been here. From where? I don't know. Who cares? What difference does it make? What difference does that make, you know? Like, oh, what star system are you from? Who gives a shit? Why does it matter? That doesn't matter right now. What matters is that we are here shifting the system, and we're here helping the planet and the people on it raise frequencies into a different dimension. That's what we're here doing. Give a shit about all that other stuff that doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. That's what matters, you know? So yeah, that's just the way I look at it, because I'm trying to get to the point here. I'm trying to get to the important part and not get hung up on details. And I'm not, Monique, saying that I'm not getting on you. I'm not getting on you. I know it kind of sounds like I'm barking at you. No. But I just kind of got to thinking, and got to thinking about how I've witnessed so many people travel down that road of arguing about those things, and it's just like, dude, man, come on, don't get lost. Don't get hung up in the traps, you know. Know what I mean? Don't care about labels. Yeah, they're just labels. But yeah, that's, if that helps though. When I personally say starseed, I'm talking about a soul that come here from a different, if you want to call it star system, or wherever you want to call it, who's never been to the planet before, who's here assisting in the shift. That's what I mean. Back cracking, back popping. Boom, boom, boo, doo, 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 doo. Ooh. So anybody got anything exciting going on this weekend? I don't, but I'm gonna have some daddy-daughter time today. I told the kiddos, you gotta be good all week long. No phone calls, no misbehaving, no none of that, no, emails from your teacher saying that you're playing around on the computer doing shit you're not supposed to do, none of that. And then we'll go out and go shopping or go get ice cream or something like that, That's my exciting day. Do. Yep, daddy-daughter time. So, let's see, about 30 minutes on here. I don't know, I might cut this chat short. Possibly, but still got to wake the rest of the way up. I'm telling you, y'all saw I posted a little bitty snippet of my workout day yesterday. Coach Drew's taking me up to new levels now, Took forever, and I was telling him too. And I already see this so clearly. I see this so vividly and clearly that me and him have started a very, very important ripple effect. A very important ripple effect by being able to interlink fitness to spirituality. You know, there's always been a big gap between the two. Always been a real big gap. And I can see so vividly and clearly how they're interconnected and related. Now, I can see it now. I couldn't at the start of it, you know, and it felt like the most god-awful, painful, excruciating experience getting up to the point where I'm at now. And now I'm at that point, you know, where it's like, oh yes, I see my mindset for the first 4, 5, 6 months was like, oh God, how long is this going to take? And now it's like, man, I can't wait to do another year of this, you know? It's fun, it's cool. It's a very interesting, transformative process. And just like anything else, when we were chatting, I touched on this when I was chatting with him on my other channel, that it's no different than any other manifestation. Your body being physically fit and going from see, I don't care if it's love, I don't care if it's money, which is usually what we go to manifest, right? Is love and money. Those are the two energies we struggle with the most. So why would I try to manifest love? Why would I need to try that? Because I'm not manifesting the love that I want, right? I'm manifesting all the people and all the situations and all the things that I don't want. Why would I need to go try to manifest money? Because I'm not manifesting the money that I really want. So I'm currently manifesting what I don't want. So same thing, physical fitness. Why would I want to go get my body in shape? Because my body is very, very out of shape, and I can't seem to get the results in my body that I want. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, but we don't realize that. See, we take these things and we try to separate them into categories. No, it's all one category. It doesn't matter if you're trying to manifest that love relationship or that money or that that fit body, you know. All the manifestations are a reflection of whatever frequency that you're on. The love relationship that you attract into your life mirror back to you your frequency. That's all another person does when they come into your life, is mirror back to you whatever frequency you have going on inside of you. Same thing with your money, the money that you make in the bank account, you know, the money that you have coming in. All that is a mirror image reflection of your perception of money. However you feel about it and whatever you think about it, that perception is getting mirrored back to you in your bank. Same thing with your body. Same thing with your body. The physical shape of my body is a reflection of whatever frequency that I'm on, you know? And a lot of people, the biggest thing that we have to get people out of the mindset of is that you're a victim of yourself. That's the biggest thing. In anything, period. Isn't that like the most like twisted, stupid idea that we've ever fallen for as humans? I'm a victim of myself, you know? I'm a victim of my mental disorders, you know, like me. I spent my entire life growing up in and out of psychologist, psychiatrist's office, put on every medication known to man. I've attempted suicide. I've been revived from death once, stuck in a couple of mental hospitals, you know, and I just find it crazy that we humans have bought into this bullshit lie that we're a victim of what goes on inside of our own head. Isn't that stupid? Isn't that stupid? They don't want you to know this, but you have the power to rewrite your own brain. It's all interconnected. It's all the same thing. It's all interconnected. If I can form a new habit, like let's say, I don't know, going to the gym is a great one. Here's the example that I always use. Let's say, for example, you have the same job and you're waking up at 9 a.m. every morning to go to work at, I don't know, the factory or the grocery store or whatever. And you've been working this job for 5 years, 10 years, and all of a sudden you get promoted to general manager. Now you got to get up at 5 a.m. every morning for a long time. That is going to be an extremely uncomfortable change in your routine. Extremely uncomfortable. But guess what? What happens? What happens about 6 months later? Year later, something like that. What starts happening? Your brain's waking itself up before your alarm clock goes off. Now it's the new you. You know you have the ability to do that to your own mind. You know that, right? I have the ability to force new thoughts into my mind over and 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 over until they run all by themselves. I have the ability to do that. I have the ability to train my subconscious mind to run however I want it to. It's not fun. It's just like going from waking up at 9 a.m. for the past 10 years to waking up at 5 a.m. It's not fun. But after a while, it gets easier and easier and easier, and it becomes the new program after a while. Shit, I wake up at 4:55, 5 minutes before my alarm goes off. Took about 6 months, 8 months, a year, something like that. But after a while of repeating the same thing over and over and over, now it's the new me. You can do that with your own thoughts. And they can measure it. They can scan your brain, and they can actually prove that if you dedicate yourself to doing that, you can literally rewire your own brain. You can literally change the chemistry of your own brain just with your own thoughts. Yes, you can. Oh, yeah, you can. Yep, you can. I'm living proof. That's what I set out to do, because I wanted a new experience in life. And it worked. I'm living proof that it works. Anybody can do it. Anybody. There's nothing special about me. Anybody can do it. The only difference between me, who, like I said, I attempted suicide. I wasn't a happy person. I had it, man, I'm gonna tell you what. Nothing special about me. The only difference between me and other people, and I gave up too, threw my hands in the air. I just give up on life, But at one point in time, obviously I wasn't allowed to leave here, obviously. But I dedicated myself. I dedicated a year, no less than a year. And that was just to get the process started. That was just to get the ball rolling, was the first year of dedicating myself to thinking different thoughts and forcing new thoughts into my head over and over and over. See, a lot of people who don't believe in manifestation, they don't believe in it. Well, there's a lot that they leave out of it too. But they don't believe in the power of being able to attract new things because they say, oh, well, I tried it once and it didn't work for me, Yeah, I said my affirmations and I visualized and envisioned for a couple of days and nothing happened, so I don't believe in it. Law of attraction is bullshit. And that's just like a fat person saying, well, I ate a salad yesterday and did a couple sit-ups and I'm still fat, so I don't believe in it. Fitness is bullshit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Everything is all interconnected, y'all. We have to reprogram ourselves. Right now, we are the product of years and years and years and years and years of programming, of repeating the same thought patterns and the same emotional patterns and the same emotional responses and the same reactions, repeating them over and over and over and over. And no, it's not fun to jam a stick in that wheel that's been turning for so long. It's not fun. It's not a fun process. That's what I'll tell you. A lot of people out there, well, they love to make it sound like it's ooh la 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 la, light shining down, ooh la la, manifesting, and you'll get to that point. You'll get there. But they leave out the part where it's like, oh my God, I got a fucking migraine, I'm having a panic attack. Oh, they leave that part out. And don't underestimate. Don't underestimate it. That'll happen. That's a part of it. Yep. Don't know where I was going with that. What even started that? That's why I love doing these chats, man. Like I'll go off on a tangent and then totally forget where I was going or why it started. But yeah. And the cool thing is, well, they say, and I think it's Dr. Joe Dispenza that says this, and I don't remember who it was. So I forget who said this exactly, but it's much easier to do before you turn 35. Okay, it's never easy to do. But after you hit 35, that is when your subconscious mind is like finished. Like the programs and the walls built around your subconscious mind are complete and they're solid at age 35. And undoing that, if you're over 35, it takes a lot more work to tear apart your subconscious mind and reprogram new thoughts. After 35, it takes more work. It's even harder to do. Is what they say. I don't know. I'm 33, so I don't really know. I don't know, but I began the process in my late 20s, 28, 29, something like that. So I was a few years ahead of, had just this much more, this much, you know. But anyway, do break the cycle. Yep. Yep. It's never fun, dude. We never want to break out of our comfort zone, ever. We never want to break out of our comfort zone. But people like me, as stubborn as me, I eventually said to myself, well, the shit that my comfort zone has delivered me is pretty painful, you know? So if stepping outside of my comfort zone is worse than staying in it, then I haven't experienced enough pain yet, I guess, you know? Because people, oh, I don't want to do that. That's too hard. Well, is it harder than what you've already been through? If it is, okay. Stay there for a little bit until your comfort zone makes life so fucking miserable that you're willing to do anything to get out of it. That's where I was. I was like, I'll try anything. I'm willing to do anything, you know? I'm willing to do anything. I don't care at this point. Nothing is worse than what I've already been through. Nothing. Nothing. So, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll try that. That's the point that I was at. Once you hit rock bottom, that's the cool thing about rock bottom. Once you hit rock bottom and you have nothing else to lose, and then you also kind of lose your fear of losing things, you know? It's really not that bad. It's not that bad. You know, that's our fear, is losing everything. I've done it. I've lost everything. Don't get me wrong, it sucks, but it's not as bad as we think it's going to be. But I mean, once you hit that rock bottom, in a very, very interesting way, it's like a breath of fresh air. Okay, well, I have nothing else to lose. I'll try anything. Oh, manifestation? Okay, I'll try that. What do I got to do? Oh, you mean I got to start forcing different thoughts in my head? Okay, I'll try that. We'll see how it works. You know? Start changing who I am as a person. Rewiring my own brain. Okay, I'll try that. Ain't nowhere near as bad as what I've been through. So I'll try anything. I'll try anything new. Yep, that's the mindset that I have. Boom, 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 boom. Got a lot of Virgo. Me too. Me too. You got a lot. Got that heavy Virgo influence. Moon and rising. It's all good though. Any energy. Once you learn how the energy influences you and start realizing what you can do to use your energies to better your life and to help others, that's when you start to master that energy, you know? We're moving out of a day and age where we use where we talk negatively about, you know, the challenges that come along with our energy. So it's time for us to start overcoming our challenges. And every last one of us has them. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Aries, Taurus, Aquarius, Virgo, Gemini, Libra. I don't care. You have a very specific list of challenges that come along with your energies. Yes, you do. And it's up to us to overcome them. For example, I'm an Aquarius. What are some of the challenges that come along with Aquarian energy? Some of the things that we get a negative stamp for. Being not handling our emotions in a very wise way. Trying to logically dismiss all emotions, you know. Being arrogant, being very arrogant. You can be a very arrogant know-it-all, thinking that you're better than everybody, thinking you're smarter than everybody, you know. Just to name a few. See if I can think of any others. That's off the top of my head, but you see what I'm saying? Every last one of us. Like me I'm an Aquarius, so I have to monitor myself all the time. I have to acknowledge, yeah, that's a negative Aquarius trait. I'm being kind of arrogant right now, you know, and I'm feeling like I'm smarter than everybody. I'm not smarter than everybody. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I gotta, you know, okay, so what is it that's making me feel this way here? Why is it that I'm frustrated and feeling like I'm smarter than everybody and I'm surrounded by idiots? Okay, well, instead of taking that negative approach, being like, oh, everybody's so stupid, I wish they knew what I know, maybe I can say, oh, okay, well, maybe I can help people. Maybe I can like humble myself a little bit And instead of wanting to bark at people for being stupid, maybe I can say, hey, check this out. And I can invite you to take a look at life from a different perspective. And maybe that can help you, possibly, maybe, you know. And that's just an example. That's just an example of how we got to monitor our energies, you know. And here's the worst one, especially for Aquarius men. Aquarius men, this is the one. Your emotions, your emotions. Ooh. Yeah, that's Aquarius women, it's kind of iffy, you know. But Aquarius men, Aquarius dudes, oh yeah, your emotions. Oh yeah, that's the one thing you don't like to let anybody in on, right? We got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it. We need to find a balance, okay? Because you have somebody like the Aquarius man who tries to logically, you know, dismiss all of his emotions, and say a Pisces woman who runs on nothing but emotions, you know, that's two opposite ends of the spectrum. Or maybe a Cancer woman, you know, or, you know what I mean? And it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. So where's the balance here? Where's the balance? Oh, okay. So I don't want to be all logical. I don't want to be all emotional. I need a healthy balance between the two. I need a healthy balance of all of my emotions. I'm not just a king of swords. I'm a fucking magician. I've got all of them on the table in front of me, you know? Dig what I'm saying? I'm kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent here. But yeah. Oh, so yeah, I got that heavy Virgo influence too. And I've noticed one of the things with Virgo energy that's very challenging is that self-critical voice, you know, because Virgo energy can be very, very, very critical. And if you just let that run wild, it can be destructive. It can be very destructive, very destructive. But how can I take that critical voice, and what is it that I'm using to criticize, you know? Usually myself. Usually myself. My Virgo energy usually turns straight in me, you know, when I'm criticizing myself because I'm not doing this good enough, or I'm not doing that good enough, or I'm not, you know, name it, I'm not in shape enough, or something, you know. I'm criticizing myself normally is what I'm doing. So how do I use that to my advantage though? Maybe I can use that as a little mirror to say, oh, okay, well, let's do something about it then. Let's do something about it then. If I'm going to sit and criticize myself about this, okay, well, let's do something then. Let's put that into action, you know? I don't know. That's just giving you a little glimpse as to where my mind goes. And once we start monitoring our own frequency, once you start getting in touch with yourself and monitoring yourself, that's really, really the entire path. Really, the entire path is getting more and more familiar with yourself. That's the entire path. Most of us have no idea what's going on in here. No clue. We've been programmed. And I'm not digging up a conspiracy wormhole. That's not where I'm going with this. But we've been programmed. Every last one of us. Me, you, there's not a single person on this planet who has not been programmed. Okay? Here's the question though. Is that programming bringing you the results that you want in life? If it's not, it's time for you to get to know what's going on in there with that programming and rip it apart and build your own. Mm-hmm. We're doing it. We're doing it. And you know what? At the end of the day, I feel very, very honored. I feel very honored to be part of the team that's come here and decided to assist with this, you know, very honored. And I couldn't do it without every single experience that led me here, you know. Scary. Oh God, scary. There's some things that, horrifying. Horrifying. Absolutely. My story was scary, you know, but I love it. And I really do feel very, very blessed and honored to be part of the team of souls that came here to help assist in this period in time that we're in, you know. I do. So we're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're nearly there. This close. I mean, we're there. We're really there. But as far as How do I want to word this here on this channel? As far as being shown, being publicly shown where we are, we're this close, you know what I mean? But I think I'm gonna hop off here in a couple minutes, y'all. It's been a fun little chat this morning. I suspect, I have this intuitive feeling that one of my kids is up. I just feel it. I haven't heard anything, but I feel like one of my kids is awake. So I've decided to make today my cheat day for my diet. So I'm gonna probably have pancakes with them this morning. So the weekends, specifically Saturdays, is pancake day in the mornings. Pancake day. So I get them up, I make them pancakes, and yeah, it's fun. Oh man, 2:13 a.m. Oh yeah, you're down under, ain't you, Monique? That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, unbalanced Libra is wishy-washy. I used to say flippy floppy. Remember that? my OG followers remember that. Flippy floppy. I used to say the weirdest shit, man. Like when I very first started, reading, and see, when I didn't know anything about the flow state at the time, so I was very much getting used to the flow state. That's one big thing, huge thing in my personal life that has really evolved in me since reading tarot is being able to find my flow state. I wasn't aware of it. I don't even think I'd even really heard of that term before, But if you're going to read tarot, and you're going to read tarot authentically and genuinely, especially live, you find that flow state where you're just flowing. You're not overthinking. You're not sitting and planning. You're not scripting things out. You're just flowing, And my first, it is weird. It's kind of like getting on a set of skis, You're like, So with the first several months, I kind of stumbled and tripped in finding my flow state. And I would just say weird, silly shit, like Libra, flippy floppy, and I don't know. I just came up with all these silly little phrases, and that's what I always used to say though about Libra. Every now and then, if you look in the comments, like on a live stream, you'll see people are repeating some of those old phrases. Yeah, but anyway, though, y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have been way more interactive today than you normally are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore any comments or anything like that, but I will much more than likely be back on here tomorrow morning. And I don't know, maybe the lovely Leah will feel like chatting later. Maybe, possibly, I don't really know. But anyway, I'll still see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Y'all have a good Saturday.